Hello and welcome to Bloodsport MMA.
Salam alaikum to everyone.
The UFC is still in the Apex, is still having shows, fights in the Apex every other weekend. Why is that? Why are they not going off the Apex even though all the fans want it, even though COVID is over? Find it out in this video, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Click the button below. It's one click for you, means a lot for me. Would highly appreciate that, guys. Like this video. Thank you so much. And now let's go. The UFC started to go into the Apex. For those of you who don't know, the Apex is a cage. It's not even an arena, it's just a cage with some seats around in the UFC building, in the UFC's headquarters. They have like a hall room that is, I don't know what the purpose was before. Was it for the Ultimate Fighter? I don't know. Where they have a cage. And during COVID, they were very smart. They hosted fights there because there they don't have to be in an arena where they have the sanctions of the arena. They can have their own rules, their own health management, whatever. No fans, and still have fights. That's how the UFC survived COVID. They did very well with that, and the fans loved it. I loved it, especially the first 3 fights were so amazing to see because you hear everything. You hear every single shot there because it's so quiet.
Look at this. Here comes the knee soon.
Wow. It's crazy. The fighters can hear the commentary. It's a whole new experience. It was so fun to watch. But now, after nearly 3 years of Apex, the fans are done. The fans don't want to see the Apex anymore because there are no fans. There are no capacity for fans. You have fights where it's just quiet, and every UFC fan knows there's nothing better. And if you have a crazy banger fight, a Gaethje against Chandler type of fight, and the arena goes crazy and erupts, there's nothing worse than having a crazy fight and it's just, you can hear a pen fall down. You know what I mean? So the fans don't want it anymore. The fans are complaining since a long time. All the arenas are open again. Most of the world is open again. The UFC has no official reason for the fans to host events still in the Apex. But I know why they do that, and I will tell you that in a second. So the UFC starts to open up again, they start to travel the world again, they start to have less fights in the Apex, less events in the Apex, but there are still events there. And I can tell you why that is. Please don't quote me on that. I'm only giving you the information that I have. I think it's pretty official though, but still. The UFC has a deal with ESPN, right? And in that deal, as far as my information go, there is a rule or a obligation for the UFC to have a certain amount of events per year, because they have like time slots on ESPN, right, on their schedule that they have to fill, that they have to fit into. They cannot just say, hey, because back in the day the UFC had oftentimes 1 or 2 events per month. Now they're having events normally every weekend. There are only like 3 or 4 weekends, or maybe 5, 6, I don't know, per year that they don't have fights at the weekend. So they have a lot of events to do, right? And they saw during the pandemic that fights in the Apex, they don't cost much. You don't have to do big business with the arenas, with like this and that, and paperwork and staff and whatever. You save a lot of money going to the Apex. You still make a lot of money for people tuning in, because the people are still tuning in. That's the main reason why this still happens. The people are tuning in. Freaks like me will always tune in. And as long as we tune in, they make the money, they make the numbers. ESPN, UFC, both are like, why not? It works. For the UFC, it's even better. They make more money like that.
More fucking money.
Normally, because you have to see, in the Apex right now, normally there are just fight nights that have not the biggest value names. The UFC has so many guys on the contract. They cannot put everyone on the pay-per-view, but they have to give everyone 3 fight offerings per year. That's official in the contract. They have to make them fight. And what better option to make a low fame guy fight that is not a big draw or a future star for you, or at least you don't think so, than on an Apex card, because there it doesn't matter if he doesn't sell seats, because he can't sell seats. So you can just have some low tier fight cards in the Apex. The freaks will still watch it, money will still come in. You don't lose money from not selling out the arenas. You don't have to pay a lot of money to the arenas and everything, so you make more money than you would do with that card in a big arena. People still tune in, it's your own venue. For the UFC, there's a lot of benefits there. For the fans, it's not good, but for the UFC, it's good. And ESPN is like, as long as it works, as long as people tune in, we don't care. And that's the reason why the UFC is still in the Apex. Is it possible that they go out of the Apex once? Of course it's possible, because I know Dana White loves the shows in the stadium. We all love it. But for the UFC, it's a very lucrative business to stay in the Apex every now and then for the low tier cards. It makes sense for them. So that's really the whole big thing, as far as I know, why they still have fights in the Apex. I mean, if you look at the cards, it's always the low tier cards. It's always the low tier cards. So it makes sense. So that's the reason why the UFC is still in the Apex. I hope that they will stop doing the Apex shows. I have no problem with it. If it means that if they stop the Apex show that we have less events, then no. I love watching UFC every weekend, if it's in the Apex or not. I would prefer it in a stadium, but I would rather have the Apex than no cards at all. There are people that say, I would rather watch no UFC than in the Apex, and yeah, then why do you tune in? You can just not tune in, then you have no card. Where's the problem? I love watching fights. If it's in the Apex, if it's in the arena. I prefer arenas, but I would rather have a fight in the Apex than no fight at all. So for me, it's okay as long as they don't put like banger fights in the Apex. That's a little bit sad, but otherwise, I'm enjoying the events. I'm enjoying the fights. I'm enjoying the high frequency of the fights. So that's my opinion on that. Write your opinion in the comments, guys. Do you think my information is completely false and there's a different reason? Write the reason in the comments. Do you like the Apex? Do you think it's great? Write everything, all your thoughts in the comments, guys. I would highly appreciate that. Like the video, subscribe to this channel, guys, and most importantly, eat your vegetables. Until next time, guys, bye-bye. Bloodsport out.
Eat your vegetables.